know, I'm always like, well, let's just do these videos while the kids are awake. It'll be fine. You know what? They're not gonna be that loud. Hey there, and welcome if you are new. Welcome back if you are not. My name is Brittany, and we are talking all things curriculum. So I have already done my 9th grade curriculum pics, which I will leave in the cards for anybody who wants to go see what I'm doing for my oldest, who isn't going into 9th grade. Today we're going to be talking about my 2nd grader, and then I'm going to have one more video after this, which is going to be a combination of my kindergartner and my pre-K year 1 kind of like situation on what we're doing with that. But before I jump into it, first let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Brittany. This is our 7th year. We are going into our 7th year of homeschooling. I've been homeschooling since my oldest was halfway through 2nd grade. I pulled him out halfway through and decided that we were homeschooling, and we have been homeschooling ever since. And so my 2nd grader has been homeschooled for all the way so far, kindergarten, 1st, and now 2nd grade. A little bit about my 2nd grader. He is a very active, very active little boy. And so as we speak, he is over in the other room jumping and bouncing around, which, by the way, I'm sorry if you can hear Bluey in the background. We, like I said in my last video, live in a 1,200 square foot house, and so I gotta film where I gotta film when I can film. And so in past years, his kindergarten and his 1st grade year, I have tried to kind of fit him into what a certain mold and really pushed him hard on the academics. And I finally came to realize that he just needs something that is going to get straight. He's like my oldest son. He just needs to get straight to the point and be done. He doesn't want anything cutesy, anything frilly, like a lot of add-ons. He wants to play when he plays and work when he works. He does not want anything in between. He doesn't want to mix in play with his learning. He just wants to just get done and be done. So that is my mindset going into this school year. And I think you'll see that in my curriculum choices. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I like starting with math, and I don't have his curriculum yet, but we're doing the same thing. So this is his 1st grade curriculum. This is CLE, Christian Light Education, Mathematics. This is level 1. He will be obviously doing it level 2. I'm a little behind on ordering, and it's my last thing to order, so that's what I have. So we really enjoyed, it is very rigorous, and even though I said that he doesn't do well with sitting down and doing too much work, I do feel like with math, I want him to push through. So this is the one where I am saying, okay, well, we're gonna focus really hard and have more of a workload here and then less of a workload in other areas for the time being. I feel like if you have that really solid foundation in those beginning years, whenever you come up into older grades, it is less challenging. And that's a mistake I made with my oldest, is that I jumped around. I did a lot of curriculum jumping when he was younger instead of picking one and sticking with it. And I feel like he really suffered from that. And so I really love CLE. I am planning on putting all of my kids in it and starting them with CLE. And then if it doesn't work, then maybe going to Math UC, which is another one that I really love. He will be doing, for his language arts, we are going to be going with the Well-Trained Mind series. We are doing Writing with Ease level 2 and First Language Lessons for the Well-Trained Mind level 2. So I really I have not done this curriculum before, if I'm being perfectly honest, but I love the idea behind it because we are a very Charlotte Mason type home. We do a lot of reading. We do a lot of narrations. I love the idea of it's more organic learning. I feel like I am a mix between Charlotte Mason and kind of like interest-led learning. I'm kind of in between there, and I also like some aspects of classical. I'm very eclectic in my in the way that I approach schooling, and so this seems exactly like what I want to do in these early years. It's a lot of poetry, a lot of repetition, just continuing verbal repetition on things. So it has, you know, the definition of a verb, and you say the definition of a verb 3 times over, and then you keep going over that. And so it's just really kind of just bringing it back over and over again. And then it's a lot of rhyming and a lot of songs, and I plan on also incorporating on some of this stuff. If I can find a song for it, I'm gonna bring a song in for it, because kids just pick up on music. Yeah, music just seems to stick. And so we will probably add some of that stuff in too. It also has a lot of artwork. I mean, these are black and white art, but it's still. And then as you get into the writing with ease, so you can see, like, day 1, they have a narration exercise, and you read that and they narrate back to you. And then day 2, they're going to do a copy work exercise. And then they have the very first dictation exercise that they're going to do. And so it feels very Charlotte Mason. It feels very much like something that I would do for my kids. But I love that I don't have to think about it, that I can pull out the book. Because sometimes I'm a little scattered, and so sometimes I just can't bring all of the components into it to make it work. So I like that this has it all set up for me, and so it's literally, I can just say, okay, now today we're doing dictation, today we're doing narration, today, you know, we're doing copy work. And I know it has copy work, but I did also give him, because I'm eclectic, and I know true Charlotte Mason doesn't have as much, they do have, their version of penmanship is just do the very best that you can on your copy work and making sure that you're forming your letters perfectly. But I'm eclectic. I am not full on Charlotte Mason. So we also have Zahner Blosser handwriting level 2 for him. I have never used this curriculum either. I normally have done a reason for handwriting, and I was this close to going with it again, but I'm not super crazy about the translations that they use and some of the way that they go about it. And so I'm like, you know what, we're gonna just stick to a secular handwriting, because my children get a lot of scripture in their day-to-day lives, and so I feel perfectly happy with using just a secular handwriting curriculum, and I'm fine with that. I let Callum pick with our science. I was really leaning toward, so we're doing Apologia, and I was really leaning toward doing land animals, but I let Callum pick, and he picked anatomy and physiology. And I'm a little nervous because this is they actually say, whenever you look at recommendations on doing Apologia for the younger years, to start with land animals or flying creatures or swimming creatures. That this is not recommended to start with for that age. And I even told Callum, I'm like, I don't know. It seems like it's going to be a little challenging. He said, yeah, I really want to do anatomy this year. He really wants to learn about the human body. So we're doing anatomy. I don't have any of the student journals. I typically don't do the student journals. What we do is I will do verbal narrations, and they always have experiments in the book. So if we want to do any of the experiments, we can do the experiments from the book, and then we'll just do verbal narration. And then as they get older, typically what I do is we do science as a group, and then for my younger kids, and then if they as they move into older grades, they will move from verbal narrations to written narrations a couple of times a week. And that's how we do science. All right, so I mentioned in my 9th graders curriculum picks that we are going to be doing history as a group again, especially for the younger kids. And so at 2nd grade level, I don't really require much from history. We could actually technically skip history this year and it would be fine, but I love history and I don't want to skip history, so we're not skipping history. So we've got Mystery of History. So we are going to start all the way over in Ancients. We've done Ancients a couple of times, but I feel like this is a good year just with where my oldest is situated. Since we've done Ancients a couple of times and he's doing American history, that he can sit with us and still do his stuff. For Callum, my second grader, he is going to be doing just listening. So we're going to read, we're going to look at all of the pictures. I might pull a couple of activities. I might pull a couple of readers to go with it. But we're keeping it very, very, very gentle this year for second grade. And then as they get a little older, we will do a little bit more in depth. I will tell you, if you do get Mystery of History, and you like all of the color pictures that are in here, make sure you get the newer edition, the hardback ones, because the old edition, that is all soft cover, is black and white. And that was one of the reasons why we left it, was because it was just kind of, it felt dull. So I'm hoping with having all of the pictures, it will feel more engaging. And so, last thing Callum has is, I'm not sure how we're going to incorporate this. I was thinking I would do it together with his sister, and we would just do a lot of it verbally. This is part of his little devotional that we were going to do, and it's Where Faith Grows, Level 1 from Master Books. My oldest is doing Foundations in Worship from Master Books as part of his devotional. This will be in addition to Callum is starting his very first reading plan. And so he is going to read his Bible. We are going to do this together. And then he'll do his catechism. And then that will be his devotional time. And that is everything I have for him. For reading, we are going to, he has... we did not even need to finish his learning to read curriculum because he just picked up on it. And so what we will be doing for reading is just picking a lot of books and sitting together, and he is going to be reading out loud a ton. We're going to be reading together a ton, and I will, like I said in my last video, I'm going to do an entirely separate video in a few weeks with all of the readers that I've gotten for my kids to read, and then kind of just a list of things that maybe we're going to get from the library. But I am planning on getting several books for them to read. And so I will have an actual video with all of those choices, and also for our read alouds for the year. So that is it for my second grader. I will have one more video, like I said, for my kindergarten and my upcoming early preschooler. And that should be coming out tomorrow. If you're watching this, not the day that it goes live, then that one might already be out. So you might get all of them on one fell swoop. So if you like this video, I hope that you'll consider sticking around. On my channel, I do all home related stuff. And so we have homemaking, homeschooling, and homesteading-ish kind of stuff, like gardening, chickens, and all that kind of stuff. So if that is of interest to you, I hope that you will stick around and join me, and I would love to have you. So with all that being said, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.